When the world was young, the gods made dragons the guardians of the sacred order. But evil powers sought to destroy the divine order. They sowed treachery and discord amongst the dragons and throughout the land. Filled with envy and greed, the younger dragons set the world aflame with hatred and war. The older dragons managed to restore the balance, but they paid a terrible price. In the aftermath of the final battle, the elves deserted their cities to live a life of peace and harmony in the meadows and forests of Adventureland. But the dwarves never forgot the dragon's treachery. The flames of battle still burned strong in their hearts. And the dragons are their mortal enemies. From the ashes of those ancient empires arose the human folk. Their civilization flourished in the wake of the dragon's defeat. They worshipped them as the guardians of the sacred order. But the ancient guardians have long passed from this world, and the peoples of Adventureland are blind to what I have seen. Once more, the forces of evil seek to sow treachery and discord. My strength wanes. But there is still much to be done. Forged in fiery depths, a blade of deadly steel, our heroes to serve and our foes to crush!
And welcome to Drakensang. Look, I love fantasy, but even my eyes were glazing over by the end of that cutscene. Dragons, elves, dwarves, we know what to expect, it'll be fine. I know very little about this game, even though, for once, I have played this. Now before you go, well you can't be a first impressions if you've already played. I was like 8. Well no, I would have probably been about 12 when this game came out. And I probably played it when I was 13, 14. For about 45 minutes. I don't know what washed me out of this game so quickly. It's entirely possible that my computer just couldn't run it at the time, because for a long time, my gaming rig was a laptop plugged into a 720p television in my bedroom, which is not exactly hi-fi. Either way, I'm looking forward to checking it out now. I am a glutton for fantasy nonsense, and it might even give me a tiny hit of nostalgia, which I'm wary of in general life, but it'll be harmless. There'll be informational stuff and research notes showing up throughout the video to explain what exactly this is. You know the drill by now if you've watched any of these videos. Let's click new game.
I am turning to you in what are now dark times. Much has happened over the past few years. I have become embroiled in matters that can now scarcely be untangled. In order to achieve this, I desperately need an outsider, an unknown face. My house is situated on the Prayer Square in Fairdark, opposite the temple. I know I can count on your help. May Avis be with you on your journey. Your old friend, Ardo. P.S. If I'm not there when you arrive, my caretaker will be able to tell you where to find me.
Oh god, we have a character creation. This is an RPG, so I don't know why I'm surprised. The problem is that this looks complicated. This looks very pseudo Dungeons and Dragons Fallout special system. Every TTRPG has these kind of stats. The only one that I'm not sure about is courage. Every other one of these is the most standard thing you can think of. Agility being different from Dex is interesting. I guess maybe speed? I don't know. We'll figure it out. I have a manual up beside me if I need it. Who are you? Instantly, your hat is a bit too silly. Der Wolf of Hausen. Can you tell where this game is from? I could be an elementalist. I could be a pirate. I could be an Amazon. I could be a ranger, a mercenary, a warrior, a battle. It's the sort of standard stuff for fantasy games. Again, that's what I felt like today. I felt like immersing myself into a hot bath of comfort. So I play a fantasy RPG because it's all I played growing up. Drakensang, the Dark Eye, or Das Schwarze Auge, Drakensang, is a 2008 CRPG made by German developer Radon Labs and published for the PC by DTP Entertainment. No, me neither. It's based on The Dark Eye tabletop role-playing game, which from what I gather is basically the German equivalent of Dungeons & Dragons, which it outsells there. There's elves, dwarves, goblins, orcs, everything you'd expect. German nerds will be nodding along to all of this. It's only the rest of us who have never heard of this thing. We could be the most boring men in the world. This looks straight out of WoW, by the way. Not that I've ever played WoW, I had too much self-respect at the time. I'm guessing Midden Realmian is human? Yeah. Thorwallian? I don't know. There's like a whole handbook that I could read, I'm sure. In the past, I have been guilty of always playing rangers. I've never played a dwarf in any RPG, which seems strange. We're not playing generic McFace here. Battle Mage, it's a bit played out as well. I've played a lot of mages. Rogue, that's always a go-to for me as well. Pirate's tempting. An Amazon. I've never played an Amazon in a game either. They occasionally crop up. They're usually a bit vague, and usually an excuse for scantily clad armoured women, but there's nothing inherently wrong with that. Amazons are women who have dedicated their lives to the goddess Rondra. They consider discipline and obedience to be the highest virtues. Their minimal armour reflects their preference for speed and mobility. I'm sure it does. Wilmaya Twistling. These are some incredible names. It's a dangerous thing to assume, but I'm going to assume that this game is balanced, because some older RPGs especially were not. If you chose a ranged character instead of a spellcaster, you couldn't finish the game. I'm looking directly into the eyes of divine divinity. Let's be an Amazon. Why not? Social talents penalty. Oh, does that mean we're unlikable? People are intimidated by us. It'll be fine. There was too many names. She's Briquette. That's a good, strong name. Also, I can't switch gender. According to the manual, which I just had a quick glance at, you cannot be a male Amazon or a female dwarf. Both those choices are cowardly. Let me have a bearded woman dwarf, and let me have a man in this armor. Am I allowed to say that on YouTube? That might have been bleeped. Start game. Oh, that's interesting. I liked that little touch. My standards are so low for fantasy games. I like that we come out and we're in the game immediately. There's no like fade to black and then it animates us in. That was just we're in the game now.
Welcome to the world of Adventureland.
I don't know how to say that. I've already forgotten from the opening cutscene.
You will meet many people on your travels who will ask you to do favors of various sizes. The life of a hero involves gradually collecting a great number of tasks.
Oh no, that's really on the nose. We're going to be collecting boar feet in a second. Oh my, that's very zoomed out. I don't know what I'm looking at here.
The world map shows...
I don't need this. I've played other games. Can I zoom in? Okay, that's a little bit better. That is an endless flat expanse of nothing out there. Kind of looks like the Irish countryside. Very gently rolling hills that are barren of everything. Honestly, the one thing that marks it out not being the Irish countryside is that there is a little bit of tree life. Right, immediately I cannot sprint. But I can walk with this button down here. It's got a pleasing UI. I mean, it feels very of its time, but those are spilling out, madam. Sorry, I got distracted.
Hold on. I have to exchange a few words with you.
Oh, thank you for not making me voice act everything. I'm sure I'll have to do some at some point.
Is there a problem? I have travelled a long way, and I hope to reach the city of Fairdock before sunset.
You know, a generic woman voice. Oh, my female audience is low enough. I need to stop saying things like that. Oh, never mind, he does not speak. He just does the Sonic 06 thing instead, where he looks like an exuberant Italian man telling you directions.
The reinforcements didn't turn up and now Furdock has been sealed off. All the while there's a pack of bloodthirsty murderers roaming the countryside. I'd like to know what's really going on. At the moment only dignitaries and travellers of good repute are given to pass to enter the city.
Be that as it may, I have urgent business in Furdock. Is this invitation from Viscount Bostock sufficient?
The Viscount is a respectable man, but you won't get past Inspector Nandor without 2 attesters willing to vouch for your good character. Nandor is the customs inspector. He alone decides who can enter the city of Furdock at this time.
Then I will have to find these 2 attesters and present myself to the customs inspector. Thank you for the information, Sergeant.
We have our first quest. Busy work. Hello, are you Nandor? I can't not think of the What We Do in the Shadows character. Oh, there's no jump. Oh, here we go. Here's one of the features of the game, active pause, which I quite like as a mechanic. I've played plenty of RPGs with active pause. It's a perfectly cromulent situation, I would say. Along the wayside grow beneficial plants and herbs. If you have a high talent, prowess, and survival, the blah 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 blah, you can pick flowers. Briquette cares not for flowers. Briquette's a woman of action. Hello, who are you?
Have you heard about the ferocious bear that's been marauding around the countryside? He's even been seen here in the village.
I'm
Oh,
terribly
Jesus.
sorry you were robbed, but my hands are tied.
But it's an ancient heirloom.
Are you an
and
Amazon
of
too?
course, I'd be extremely grateful.
I'd like to, but I have strict orders.
What a fool! This isn't some waitress you have before you, but my sister Selena, the queen of the mountebanks.
Don't be such a show-off, little man. I'll go and report to Sergeant Erland, but only for the lady's sake.
You haven't got breasts at all. Why would I do anything for you? This is a huge horse. Or maybe it's not. I think horses are just deceptively huge. The only horse I regularly come into contact with, and it's not even that regular, is a comically tiny old pony that I walk past sometimes on the way to the GP. It gets angry if you don't give them apples. Should I possibly talk to these people? Hemlock the Mountebank and Mountebank Queen Selena. I don't know what a mountebank is, so we're at a disadvantage.
What is it then?
I heard you speaking to the guard just now. Then perhaps you should speak with Selena. She's the one with the problem, not me. I am Briquette, and I'm traveling to Furdock. I overheard your conversation with the guard by chance. Oh, then you know I was robbed. The thief stole a very valuable diadem. It was a family heirloom. I've played so many fantasy games and seen the word diadem written down so many times, I still don't know what it is. I've never bothered looking it up. That is most regrettable. Is there anyone in particular to who you suspect? This is going with Neverwinter Nights dialogue, where you're either no thanks to every quest, or you speak like you're in an embarrassing LARP group. That is most regrettable, mine maiden. Dost thou have any idea who may have perchanced upon your item? Go ahead and say it, sister. It was Draenor, your beloved Draenor. That sounds like either a medicine or a thing to unlock drains. Hemlock, you old crow. Keep your nose out of my affairs. If you had listened to me back then, you would have less problems now. Oh, stop your quarrelling. It's unbearable. If you have to keep interrupting, then at least tell me how I can get to Furdock. Just ignore the little weasel. Even if Draenor is involved in all this, I don't think that was his idea. Please, just find my beloved Draenor. In return, I will help you reach Furdock. How can a mountebank help me? Google, because this is going to keep coming up, apparently. According to Google, it just means charlatan, or a travelling peddler of medicines, probably also a charlatan. Do you have any idea where Draenor might be hiding? Try looking for Runkle Bagthumper. He is an old friend of Draenor. I can't say that I like him, but perhaps he knows something. It wouldn't surprise me if he was behind all this. We'll know more once I've found him. Farewell then, Selena. I was too busy laughing at the names to quite take in what she just said to me, so this is a great opportunity to figure out how to use the journal. I'm gonna press the J key. Nope, that's bad. Oh, that just set me to aggressive. Oh, that doesn't seem great. Tab. Nope, that's not anything. What's this? Quests. It's probably the Q button. Oh, she didn't even tell me. It's just go find Runkle Bagthumper. Alright, you sound like a villain in a child's storybook. Oh, it's a little cat. Hello.
Is this millennial certified? Can I pet the cat? No. I can just sort of creepily stare at the cat. Hello, Traveller Sacker. Do you know where Runkle is? No, you do not.
What do you want from old Aurelia?
Hello. I'd like to see your wares. Do I have any gold? I've kind of just been dropped in media res here, which I'm okay with. I'm fine. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm not making any judgments. Amazonian helmet, which apparently I'm not wearing. Simple bandages, a bow, cutlass. This all seems good. I only have 2 ducats. I don't know what the exchange rate between ducat, thalers, and farthings is. We'll figure it out. Those names seem incredibly British to me. Can I pick locks? No, I don't think so. Look at the muscles on my arms. I do not pick locks. I smash doors open. Hello, you look like a foppish young man. Can you tell me any information? No, you can't. Oh my god, where's Runkle? Oh god, don't actually punch it. Okay, fine, punch it. What did I say? A farthing and some bandages. Wonderful. Oh, I can click to move as well. I can play this like Diablo. Or every other RPG, I'm aware. Oh, pigs. Can I go speak to the pig? How good is the pathfinding in this? If I just tap there, will she path her way around? There's Runkle! Never mind the pigs. We'll get to them later. I don't know what it is about you. Maybe it's the hood, maybe it's the stripes on the sleeves. You look like you would fit right in, hanging outside a Tesco with a can of cider.
What? Who are you in feck's name?
I don't know if you're allowed to say that word. That's our word. My name is Briquette. Selena asked me to find her lover. Are you Runkle Bagthumper? You're no one's lover. Ah, my characters received their first adventure points. I leveled? I might deactivate all these tutorials. They might be useful. The usual thing I do in these games is disable them all and then complain when they don't tell me anything. Well, no, I mean, yes, but I had nothing to do with the theft of her diadem. I didn't even tell you that her diadem was missing, Runkle. So what's the story there? That may be true. Otherwise you would have left town long ago. I thought you might have an idea where I can find Draenor. There was a strange man at Selena's show earlier. He couldn't take her eyes off her, but whereas everyone else had their eyes glued to her beautiful body, he only had eyes for her diadem. And believe me, I know that look. That certainly does sound suspicious, but how will that help us find Draenor? Do you think the mysterious stranger might be behind the theft? I mean, I thought that was pretty much implied. Am I a very dumb person? He spoke with Draenor after the show. It looked as though he was threatening him. Draenor is an honorable rogue. He would never steal from the woman he loves. If Draenor's mixed up in this, then I'm sure that stranger has something to do with it. That stranger is in league with a gang of murderers. I don't know where their hideout is, but perhaps the innkeeper at the Jagged Blade can help you. He knows the countryside hereabouts like the back of his hand. I hope you find him. Thanks to Selena, I can't take 10 paces without arousing suspicions of the town guards. Well, it's too late now. Draenor and I wanted to I'm too southern. Draenor and I wanted to join the Guild of Thieves in Furdock. We're actually here for our entrance exam. I understand completely. Perhaps I can help you. What is your mission? Would you really help us? Okay, listen up. We have to complete 3 tasks, each of which requires exceptional skills. So I came here with Draenor. He's a born thief. What do I have to do? I'm not really the stealth type is the problem. This might go really poorly. I only know the first task. Our orders are find the chest at the Ave's shrine and steal its contents. Alright. May Fex be with you. I'll go find that chest and smash it open with my meaty hands. There's at least 16 games set in the world of the Dark Eye, starting in the early 1990s, and not including a slew of mobile games and a trading card game. I've literally never heard of any of them except Drakensang, but in my defense, I am ignorant, and also not German. In general, the games have had a mixed reception. Some of them have done quite well, but most of them don't even have Wikipedia pages. The tabletop system remains popular and beloved, and is up to edition 5. Whether the blame is with bad translations, poor marketing, or something else entirely, it's never fully taken off outside of Germany. Where's this inn, do we think? Probably back up the path where we just were. Yeah, that looks like an inn, doesn't it? Sheeps and the pigs and stuff outside it. A lot of these houses could be inns. I don't know if I've ever been in an inn, or if inns really exist in the modern world. An inn's just a pub slash bed and breakfast, right? Basically. A pub with rooms. I don't think I can go up these doors, never mind. Granny Goodbeat, I am in love with these names. This seems to be taking itself a little bit seriously, and yet the names come straight out of a children's book. I'm so happy.
Those damn wolves are everywhere. You daren't venture into the forest alone. And their constant howling is taking its toll on my elderly ears.
That is a prime example of young person sounding old.
Don't even think about
Okay, that's just sad. Every old character in a video game is a little senile. They just can't stop themselves. Pigs and chickens! Yippee! Hello? A normal domestic pig being fattened for tasty bacon. Hot take of the day. I don't think bacon's that nice. Maybe it was damaged forever for me by the 2000s era. Oh, is that a wolf? No, it's just a dog. Okay, fine. A wolfhound, maybe. By that period in the 2010s when everybody was like, lol, epic bacon. Dude, I heard you like bacon, so we made you a cake out of bacon. That kind of thing. Innkeeper. This does not look like an inn. This looks like a food stall.
I am an Amazon warrior.
Me too! Do you want to be friends?
Well, that shut you up, didn't it? Never mind. By Rondra, I can find that bear without the help of a dunce like you. By Rondra, what now?
You're even huger than I am. I couldn't help but overhear your conversation with the innkeeper. Perhaps I can help you. We're dressed exactly the same.
Help me? Haha! A daughter of Kirkham never needs helping. And don't you forget that.
I just thought you might want someone to help you find the bear.
I'm getting bored of waiting for permission to continue on to Furdock. When I heard that a wild bear had been attacking the villagers, I thought that might be something of a challenge, a nice way to pass the time.
Do you wanna come with me as a companion?
Yeah! Sounds better than listening to this innkeeper all day. I'll join you.
Excuse me. If you're looking for a new challenge, Alstone the Hunter is not visited for a while. Could you go to the Dark Forest and see if he's in good health?
I'm not doing anything else right now. As you play, you'll make friends who'll accompany you on your travels, because you can't do it in real life if you're playing a fantasy RPG.
Welcome to the Jagged Blade, the best tavern in all of Avestru.
Oh, I don't know what Avestru is.
So that could be entirely possible. Avestru could be this street.
Runkle Bagthumper suggested that you might know more about a gang of thieves. They might have stolen Selena's diadem.
Do you have any idea where their hideout might be? He specifically said murderers, actually, Brickett.
If I did, I would have told the guards a long time ago. But if I were leading a gang of outlaws, I'd hide in the Dark Forest, on Bald Mountain in the southwest. Bald Mountain's a high plateau with an excellent view of the area, and it's a long, long way from Sergeant Erland and his men.
That seems like as good a lead as any. Onwards to adventure, Rulana. Let's see where we can find the Dark Forest. Your name is Bean. We have to talk to you first.
Have you seen a master recording?
Jesus.
He's a spellcaster, and he was wearing a pointed hat and a pretty robe. He's been a mystic since yesterday.
Are you drunk? Are you high? Are you drunk high? Focus your eyes when you look at me. I can't, that's not one of the options I can shout. I haven't come across him. His name, I don't know why I went Italian. I haven't come across him. Jesus, that's a lot of text. This game likes text.
He's a magister extraordinarius and spectabilitas honoria causa festum. He's well known for his investigations into the reptilian and draconic conspiracies that threaten our civilization. He's a learned man and a great scholar. I know he's lost.
Are you his students or lovers?
We are, and we also try to keep an eye on him. He can be distracted. Perhaps you could search for him.
We have like 9 quests, so just stack them up on my back like I'm a mule.
We were at the inn studying the local traditions and appreciating the nuanced delights of Furdock Pale Ale. Suddenly he disappeared. The innkeeper said that Master Recorium mumbled about gathering herbs, then left for the Dark Forest.
I'll see what I can do.
Thank you and something or other.
Right, good. Look, if I wasn't recording this for YouTube, I'm the same when I'm streaming. If I wasn't recording, if I was playing this on my own, I'd be poring over every word. I'd be reading every journal entry, meticulously scanning everything. That's not great content. So instead you get this. Who made that noise just then? I'm sure I heard somebody. Maybe it was a pig or maybe it was Rulana. Just made kind of a noise. And I'm deeply sorry for doing that into the microphone now. Is this the way to the Dark Forest, boys? Do you know where you are? Where are your parents? Georgie Meadowbolt. And Barnabas Goodbeat. We met your grandmother. Oh, those are some horrible looking apples.
Oh, no, you don't, Georgie. As long as my name is Barnabas Goodbeat, you can keep your hands off that tree.
David Crosby?
Yours? You must be mad. That ain't and never has been your apple tree. Now get out of my way.
Ha ha ha! But of course that's my tree. Great-grandfather Ludo Goodbeat planted it with his own bare hands.
That's ridiculous.
I'd rather
The
human
Meadowbolts were
hands.
practically the founding fathers of Avastru. And that means this tree belongs to us. Will you just get out of my way, Barnabas? I've got a tree to cut down.
Can we kill them both? These two horrible wurzels.
Hey, you! You look sensible enough. Perhaps you can help us settle this little argument we're having about my apple tree.
You look bizarre, like you've wrapped fake muscles around yourself under your homespun tunic. I shall try to help you, but first you must explain to me what this is about. I think it's about apples.
Did you hear that, Georgie? Someone else will decide which of us is right. So drop that axe right now. You can't tell me what I can and can't do on my own property. I've had enough and that tree goes now.
Why are you so keen to chop down the tree? Tree law!
It blocks Mighty Preyas's view of my meadow. It blocks out the light and takes all the water out of the ground. And when there's a storm, the tree creaks so loud that I can't sleep at night.
This is nonsense. What an insane argument. Alright, but you do realize that your neighbor is very fond of this tree. Possibly too fond.
Of course it's fond of that tree. The good goddess Perrine has blessed this tree with some of the best apples in the Shire. He has a bumble harvest every year. What do I get? Nothing.
There has to be a better solution. Maybe we could chop the tree in half, and you each take one.
I'll just chop it down right now. It's half on my property anyway. That'll be the end of it. Now get out of my way.
Oh, first RPG dialogue. After scanning through them, this one seems the most sensible and likely to work. Although this guy doesn't seem like the type to listen to reason. Look at that hood/hat combo. He has never listened to reason in his life. Do you truly wish to fell a tree that has been blessed by mighty Perrine? Your anger might cost you your entire harvest. Wouldn't it be more sensible to make a deal with your neighbor and to share the harvest?
I never thought about that. Last thing I want is to call down the wrath of a goddess. Well then, Barnabas, perhaps we should share the apples in future. What do you think?
And he will reply, go jump in a well, they're my apples. The tree remains where it is, and from this day forth you shall share its bounty. Are you satisfied with this suggestion, Barnabas? Alright, but now I'll only have half as many apples. Who's going to compensate me for that loss? You pathetic wretches! I guess what they say is true. It's business as usual as long as the farmers can complain. Well, never mind. Bye, you good men of the earth. That was tonally dissonant. I feel like I've just confused them. Oh, more good beats. Everybody's here is a good beat. Well, it is the backwoods. Guardsman Bean.
I'm too busy for idle chatter. If you want to talk with someone, then I suggest you speak with one of the many travelers stranded here.
Fair enough, that was mean, but I guess you are busy. Is this the Dark Forest? No, the Principality of Closh? I don't know. Merchant Garagosh. Blacksmith Engerim. Dwarfs?
What do you want?
That's a voice. I don't think I have any gold. There's nothing I can buy. Tollkeeper Nandor, that's you. Look at your face!
Stop! In the name of the Count!
Can people stop holding their arms up to me?
Without a pass.
It's verging on Elon Musk territory. I am Briquette. I demand that you step aside. He's gonna beat us up.
Briquette, I've never heard of you. You cannot enter Furdock without a pass.
I lost my pass. If my good name is not enough, then please tell me how I can apply. We know this. Right, is that a tam? Is that what that's called? A tam? The Scottish hat? Who the hell are you, Prince-a-lot of Scufflewick? You're my favourite.
Oh, you may
I
not
wasn't
proceed
going
without a
to. I want to talk to Prancelot.
Ah, so you want to have a civilized conversation over a mug of good Thurdock Pale Ale, is that it?
I don't drink in real life, so I don't know what pale ale is or what it tastes like.
I wouldn't say no to a nice beer and some good company now.
Indeed. Praised be to Travia. Cheers.
Does it live up to its legendary reputation?
By all the ancient dragons, indeed it does. It's the best brew in the entire empire, if not all of Adventuria, and I know a lot about beer. Come, my friend, and enjoy.
By the way, your helmet is quite remarkable.
I didn't realize we'd gotten that far. Well, you never know. You might own a trophy like this yourself one day soon.
Those mighty wings. Is it a winged helmet such as those worn by Thorwalian pirates?
Indeed it is, by Rondra. This is the helmet of a true hero. Just the thing to wear when you face a dangerous opponent. Even the mighty dragon Umbercore would shake with fear at the sight of this helmet. Do you want to know how I won it? I'm rapidly regretting starting this conversation. Oh, Christ. It must be 15 years ago by now. Like all good stories, this one begins at an inn, the Black Boar at Griffin Pass. I was resting at the inn with my companions. We hoped to cross Griffin Pass and enter the Principality of Kosh the following day. Suddenly the door was wrenched open, sending in a flurry of snow and ice. And who was standing there? An orc? Wrong! No less than 7 mighty Thorwalians stormed inside, led on by the gigantic Hetman Higgelik, the greatest hero in all of Thorwall, slayer of snakes, and the scourge of Droll, and upon his head he wore this helmet. Hasn't he been dead for centuries? It takes more than death to stop a great hero. Higgelik was as strong as 10 bears. He was built like a tree trunk and had more scars on his face than a company of orc war veterans. And you know what he used his famous cyclopean sword for? He used it as a toothpick. That's how big and horrible his teeth were. It wasn't long before Higgelik and his Thorwalian companions began to complain about the beer and to smash their tankards on the walls. If there's one thing I won't stand for, it's folks insulting the good name of the pale ale. Our dispute soon turned violent. Higgelik and I stepped outside to settle things in an honorable duel. Higgelik was furious and rushed at me with 2 axes in each hand. How could he fight with 2 axes in each hand? Before I could ask myself that, I was struck by a hail of axes. Bam, 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 bam! Then I launched my counter-attack. I rushed at him, and with one mighty blow, I struck the helmet from his head. Ha-ha! And then you defeated him and claimed the helmet for your own. And that is how it was! Since that day, I have worn this noble helmet in many a battle, and wooed many a lady. And as we had agreed before the fight, Higgelik and his Thorwalian companions spent the rest of the night singing that most beautiful of hymns. O Furdock's beer, their arts are fair. Between the 2 of us, Hetman and I drank 8 barrels that night. Surely you exaggerate, Prancelot. So I'm losing the ability to speak or see. No doubt you're still wondering how I dealt with those 4 spears that he was carrying. My friend, you are yet to experience the many wonders of Aventuria, but I'm sure that you will see for yourself soon enough. You said he was holding 2 axes in each hand. You are nothing but a braggart and a liar. Lies? As if a hero of my reputation would need to tell lies. If you truly think that my stories are nothing but lies, why did you even bother listening? Oh, whatever, Prancelot. Here's to you. And we thank the kind goddess Parain for blessing us with Perdoc's Pale Ale, the perfect drop for a good story. Of course, farewell. I reached level 2 because of listening to that story. Unbelievable. Please, I want to go to the woods. I desperately want to go to the woods. Owlstone Cave, Bald Mountain. Okay, so it's just off in this direction. I understand. It's not like across a bridge or a world map entry. It's just walk around here. They've marked it on my map. It's wonderful of them. Developer Radon Labs went bankrupt in 2010, partially as a result of this game. More on that when I get to the reception. Depending on where I look them up, they're listed as either defunct or basically, it's complicated. They were bought out by a slightly techy-looking browser and social media game developer called Big Point GmbH. which released a freemium browser-based sequel to this called Drakensang Online in 2011, which is still alive and seems to get regular updates. It looks a lot like a Diablo clone. The publisher, DTP, went out of business by 2012, which means I'm continuing my curse of only picking games where everyone involved has been turned to mulch. Considering this came out in 2007, 8, one of those years. I'm sure it's said already in the video, but that'll come later for me. You're hearing future Dreya, who's more knowledgeable about these things. This looks alright. I mean, it's not blowing me away with the graphics, but for 2008, people in the Obama administration would have looked on this quite favorably, I assume.
Hey you, be careful. It's not safe in the dark forest. Wild animals and robbers are on the loose there.
Thank you for the warning, but I'm sure we'll manage. Have you seen how huge we are?
I'm not even that huge. I'm pretty built. She's huge. Ooh, it has an autosave. Now that's lovely because I haven't saved yet. I'm 50 minutes into my recording here if you want to see behind the scenes, and I have not saved once. I should probably look up what the buttons are to do that. I also see a horse? No, it's a deer. Like a horse, but cute. Oh, God in heaven, what is this? Seduce! That's the first thing I see. And dwarf nose. We won't look into the history of that sort of thing. This is a German game. I'm so sorry. I am level 1. I have 50 adventure points. I don't know what that means. Can I put anything into anything? No. So I need 410 adventure points, I'm guessing, to up courage. I can probably get some sneak. Ah, it's experience points I put into things. Then what are adventure points? Let's get a little bit more VIT. I don't know what that does, but we'll just assume it's good. Let's get... oh god. Manual. Manual doesn't really say, it just says that there are talents and you should look at them. So let's say human nature. Because we're at -2 there. Let's at least get up to like 1. I don't know. Perception? That's some treat wounds. Probably a terrible set of levels, but why not? Combat. Oh god, is this adventurer points? Inventory, can I equip these things? Yes, I can. Okay. Amazon helmet. Put on some arrows and a bow. Let's use a cutlass for now. That seems alright with me. I have never seen in a video game stone. Always pounds. Even though I don't know what a pound is, visualizing it in my head. Like, it's the same as a mile or a yard. I can't really visualize imperial measurements. I have never seen one use stone. That is so English. Okay, now I'm wearing a silly helmet. Everything's coming up Millhouse. Oh, there's a boy over there. A hunter. We were told about the hunter. That he's, like, out in the wilderness somewhere and might need help. And he's fighting a wolf. I don't know how to fight. Okay, here we go. Here we go. I need to read this one. I'll skim past it for you. This one's going to be important. Okay, it looks like it'll auto-fight once I unpause, and I can pause to use, like, commands and stuff. It's actually simple enough. That's fine. It's what you'd expect. Rulana, are you not even using everyone. A weapon? Hang on. Oh, God. Okay. You know what? You can use a bow. Just because it's good to have somebody in the ranged department. Maybe I should be this, because you are, again, huge. Oh, good shot. We're not great at this. There we go.
I am indebted to you forever. How can I help you?
I don't really know. I don't know how you can help me, Owlstone, or whatever your name is. I was kind of just told that you were out here. Am I meant to be looking for work from you? You might, like, vouch for me. That could be something.
A pack of wolves led by a snowy white female has been marauding around the countryside. The leader is a cunning beast, and the pack has avoided all of my traps. There are too many of them for me to hunt them down alone. You could help me by killing their leader and bringing me her pelt. Is the problem with the wolves really that serious? No, but it's an RPG, and we're by law mandated to have you kill either rats or wolves first. There's a wild bear causing trouble. It's already attacked a number of travelers. I haven't been able to trap him yet, but if you can follow his tracks to the cave at Berry Lake, Avastru would be a much safer place without him. Bring me his head as proof of your success. That's a big ask, like carving through a bear's neck. That's going to be a rough time for everybody. Oh, I can get some wolf paws. I don't know why I would want a wolf paw. None of these buildings seem to be openable, which I guess is fine.
He's still in combat mode. I'm in combat mode. I don't know how to make myself relax. That's a problem I have in real life too, though. Let's head towards the wolves, I guess. Nope, never mind. My character can... Oh, no, they can manage hills, okay. Brulana! Fight! Oh, that's a lot of wolves. Okay, that might be bad. Hang on, what do we have? You have... Mighty Blow and Aimed Shot. Do an aimed shot at this wolf here. And then I will feint. I don't know what feint does, but do a feint on this wolf. Was that feint? I don't know. I have no idea what feint does. Oh, we're doing okay. We haven't actually taken any damage yet. I've just taken some damage. Alright. We didn't die. I'll take it. More wolves up here? Oh, there's a lot of wolves. There's a chance this is all getting sped up for you, because I'm aware that just fairly basic RPG combat is not always the most amazing thing to watch. Ronda Rousey, are you doing anything? You're not even fighting them, for Christ's sake. Wonderful work. You have to have combat in an RPG because it breaks things up, breaks the gameplay up, and it's like a satisfying loop sometimes, but the most fun part of an RPG is the RP bit. The combat's just something to get through, really. It depends on the combat. Sometimes it can be very satisfying and tactical, I guess. Right now it isn't. Right now it's take my hands off the keyboard. My hands are no longer on the keyboard and mouse. My hands are on my hips, like a dad watching television from behind the couch. I hit the 1 key to do feint. I still don't know what that is. How many wolves are there? I mean, there's a point where we're doing damage to the ecology. Although there does, you know, there's probably meant to be like 1 wolf per 50 deer. We've seen many, many wolves and not many deer. I don't think Rulena's doing anything. I think her range is not great. She just won't start. Honestly, if the... Ooh, never mind, I'll shut up. Boss fight. I mean, if it's just another 2 wolves, this is not really an issue. We've killed batches of 2 wolves so often. Yeah, that's not particularly dangerous. Alright, you do that, you do an aimed shot at this one. We'll whittle these 2 down and then both team up on white fur here. Use feint.
For Amazon
sure.
Pride.
Maybe I shouldn't be front line. Oh, I took a lot of damage there. Hang on, you, yeah, keep shooting that one. Maybe we should swap. Oh, you're out of ammo, I understand. Well, in that case, use your big old knife and start beating the shit out of this guy. Take the heat off me a bit. We'll both be melee, fighting side by side. Like what I assume Xena is. I've never watched Xena. Oh, I'm about to die. Do Mighty Blow.
Avenging Kirkham.
Do another feint. Do another feint. What's my endurance? I have no idea. Hey, we did it!
Is defeated.
I think it was just a big wolf. I don't know if there was dark power involved. They are called the Dark Woods, which is ominous. What are we meant to do with this? Get its pelt or its head or something? Apparently I picked it up. Okay, fine. Oh, and I get some healing over time. Oh, that's very useful. I like that a lot. I recently played a game on stream. If I don't bring it up enough, I stream on Twitch. But I finished Neverwinter Nights 2 from about 2006, I think. And there was a lot of resting in that game, which got annoying because there wasn't really that much penalty to resting, but it just became busy work because you couldn't use anything without resting. So I'm happy that I just get some passive healing here. Hello, Hunter Owlstone. I solved your wolf issues.
I am indebted to you forever. How can I help you?
Take 20 silver as a sign of my gratitude. That doesn't seem like much. Although maybe it is. Maybe it's better than ducats or whatever we have. Next is the bear. But first, before we do the bear problem, I'd like to take care of these banditos. Which would I rather fight in real life, I guess is how I would do this. Would I rather fight a bear or like 7 banditos? I'm dead either way. There's no way me in my current state is beating 7 banditos. But also, I think I would last less than 5 seconds against a bear. At least with the banditos, I could talk to them and say help or run away and maybe confuse them long enough to get away from them. Just sort of cry and hope they take pity on me. Oh, it's a wild boar, or yeah, these are just boars. I think boars are meant to be worse than wolves, right? They killed all those royals. Ooh, we're in sync. Not like the Justin Timberlake band, I hope. Couldn't name a single other member of NSYNC. Or, and this is shocking, a song they sang. We're probably closer to the bear. The bear's over this way. Let's go kill a bear! Why not? Probably won't be massively difficult. I wouldn't kill the boars if they weren't angry at me and trying to kill me. I have no quarrel with the boars. I think pigs are adorable. And what is a boar but an angry, angry pig? This looks like bear country. I don't know where bears live. Don't know what would appeal to a bear. I guess rivers might appeal to a bear. Don't they eat salmon? Old mine shaft. Oh god. Is this like a proper dungeon? We might be able to go into a dungeon here. Pitch torch. Oh, well, I've got one hand free. Can I put this in my offhand? I can. Let's go. This game was gifted to me by my German friend during a Steam sale. Hi, Grenarius. Ooh, it's beautiful. It's very Skyrim. Or Oblivion. I guess that would be closer in time. The Elder Scrolls has always loved big mushroom-filled caverns. I can't blame them. I think it looks pretty. I like mushrooms in general. Not to eat, but to look at. Oh, thank you for autosaving. I still didn't look up what the save button was. Hang on, is there a quick save? Going to the manual. Couldn't find anything about saving in the manual, which is worrying for the quality of the manual. I did find a glossary of terms, which might be very useful. Did you know that Aldinor is the savior, an ancient dragon, prevents the equilibrium from being upset? I didn't. Bear? I don't know if a bear would be capable of opening this door and going through it. It could smash it, but then it would be smashed. It's not going to close the door afterwards. Oh no, this looks big. I regret coming in here. Oh, that sounds like a bear. A wolf rat? Oh, that's kind of cute. Maybe it was just the wolf rats that were talking. You know what I mean? This should be fine. They're just rats. I mean, they're big rats. I wouldn't want to fight one. There we go. Take its rat's tail. Like snipping it off a Jedi Padawan. Sorry, that's the one pop culture reference to rat tails I can think of. Oh, I don't like how the camera keeps pulling itself back. The camera really doesn't want me zoomed in third person mode. I definitely hear a bear. There's a bear! Now, is it the bear? Or is it just a bear? Either way, we're killing it. I'm gonna use a feint on you. Still don't know what it does. Never learned. And you do a mighty blow on the bear. Oh, it's doing a decent chunk of damage to me. But we're doing better. Okay, we're not doing great. There. Lovely. Oh, that was it? That was the bear? This hunter's terrible.
Defeated a formidable opponent. The glory and honor are ours.
I don't know if we did, Rhonda, or whatever your name is. You're not Rhonda. Rulana. I won't remember this. Ooh, a robber's emblem. Poison arrows and a silver ring. If I do end up using bows, that'll be useful. Maybe I should, because I am getting hurt more than I'd like. Why is the camera so far from me? Like, I haven't touched the mouse wheel. Lucky Charm, like the American cereal. If you are online as an Irish person for long enough, somebody will reference Lucky Charms at you, and you will look blankly at them and say, what? What are you talking about? What is this? It's like a... I hesitate to say racist, but it's a xenophobic children's cereal from America, which features like a stereotypical Irish boy. One of your characters has just received a wound. Is it because I was talking about Lucky Charms for too long? Wounds may be caused. If one of your characters receives more damage points than she's constitution, she'll receive a wound. Yeah, that's fine. I don't know what that just did to me. It just knocked me over. What wound? Knocked down and wounded.
Good choice.
I can bandage myself if I want to. Can I bandage myself? Do you really want to discard? No. Can I use the bandage? Look. A simple... That's a wolf's paw, you idiot! Where's my bandages? I was sure I had there they are. Failed. My treat wounds is not high, I guess. Ugh, I might have like a shattered femur. Hang on, I've got a lot of experience points now. I can put some stuff into stuff. Let's do treat wounds. Let's put that up to like 5. And then also get some combat skills maybe, probably would be good. And brawling. I want to use my bare fists to take a man's life. It says cancel. Like, what do you mean cancel? Did I do that or... Oh, what do you mean? There was no accept changes button. Cancel. What do you mean? Why can't I spend my points? Upgrade. Except... I'm so confused. I really should have read this. Okay, maybe I don't level up ever again. That's fine. What about you, treating wounds? Nope, you can't level up there either. Maybe it's because I'm in a cave? I don't know. I simply don't know. An odd-looking rock. Hang on. There does seem to be something magical about it, as if it contained a living creature. So these are going to come to life and try and maul me, I assume? I don't hear the noise of Rulana being... Oh, maybe I do hear the noise of her... No, never mind, it's me being mauled. We're the big rats who make all the rules. Are you just gonna watch? Is that what you're into? There must be a way to set her to, like, aggressive. Hang on. There we go. Tactical mode to set to aggressive. That's gonna help. I knew I remembered that button from earlier.
Rocks. Nothing but rocks. I'd prefer a decent battle.
I think they're gonna come alive. Like Peter Frampton. What if I just try and smash this open? Nope. Smash it with your fists! Some rusty nails. I've always wanted that. Oh, Christ in heaven. Alright, whatever. I'm gonna keep doing that because my character doesn't know what a trap looks like. Oh, it's the wizard we were sent to find! Genuinely had forgotten about that. I actually noticed a trap as I was walking up to this baffled old man. Amazing. High perception enables your characters to recognize danger. Okay. How do I disarm a trap? Where was the trap that I just discovered? Literally no idea. Right. Hello, Archmage.
What? Are you creeping up on me like a Meristanian devil cat or something?
It's a trope I'm very tired of. The sort of half-baffled old wizard. I know it's a standard of fantasy stuff, but it's one that I feel gets old, especially when you take it this cartoonishly. Look at his eyes, man.
Excuse me, I am Briquette. Are you Master Ricorium?
Yes, that's me. These paintings, I would... Well then, boy, what do you want from me?
I am a woman, actually.
That's lass, if you please.
Okay, I don't know if I want to be called a lass either.
You seem a little confused, Master Ricorium. I was sent here to find you. Won't you come outside with me? Your apprentices, Rufus and Nottle, are worried about you. They said that you could help me go to Furdock. I need 2 respectable citizens who will vouch for my good character.
Well, I don't do this. I mean, where are my apprentices exactly? We were at the inn and then they suddenly disappeared. At least you were still here, Nottle.
It just makes me sad more than anything. I know it's meant to be like in D&D terms, which I know people are going to be annoyed by because it's not a Dungeons & Dragons game, we promise. 18 int 1 whiz. It annoys me because it just feels really miserable. Like, he doesn't know who he is. He doesn't know where he is. He doesn't know who I am. He's going to keep getting lost until he falls in a well and starves to death. Also, if he really is a powerful wizard, he's gonna go nuclear at some point and end up seeing a squirrel, getting spooked and nuking a village.
Let's go now. I'll lead you back out of the caves.
Just go along with it.
Once we get back to the village, I'll write you a letter of recommendation. The 2 of us would stick together no matter how many bridges those scaly beasts occupy.
What? No, the strange boulders. What about the strange boulders?
I'm afraid that was, my doing. They were disciples of the lizards and the dragons, but I fear my spell, they may wake up again soon.
Oh, I've got a boy with me, and he's got a mana bar, I'm noticing. Oh, I've gotten spoiled by Neverwinter Nights. I'd love a button that just highlighted all things. I'm gonna press the Z key. Nope. Chest locked. I really wish I had brought a thief along with me. I'm already so sick of beating up barrels, that might be the last one I ever smash. Again, fantasy games, obsessed with having you smash open barrels. I'm staring at Diablo this time. An otherwise very good game. Oh, there's another way down. Probably shouldn't be going all the way down here. Ow! Okay, I've got 3 wounds. I am more wound than woman at this point. Also, I'm poisoned. This is going to be a horrible time. I want to leave this cave. Oh, that pop in for the characters. We're going to have to fight some spooky rock lizards in a second. You can see how this is going to go. Yep, there we go. Hello. Wait, Bald Mountain Robber. Oh, is this where I was meant to go to fight these boys? Or maybe this is just like teaching you that they exist. Oh, my boys are all the way back there. I'm gonna run away. Oh god, this is gonna go so poorly.
Listen.
You run in and do this on them.
I'll
You...
take care of that.
I don't know what you can do. Oh, I can't actually directly take control of
take
him.
care
He's
of
just
that.
like a mini companion, I guess. Cast some spells, please. Oh my god. Okay, do more of that, please. That went really well. Oh, that did a lot of damage to me. Please, Mr. Wazard, can you help us? That's what I want. Oh, and he's dazed. Okay, this is going well. Sort of. Mainly thanks to the Wazard, I'll be honest. Tremendous. I feel like there was more stones around. We never also went up this way. Let's go up this way. Let's completely clear out this cavern before we move on. Never mind, that's immediately blocked off. I appreciate that to some extent. Sometimes I simply need to be stopped. Oh, there are more rats. We were just here. Feel free to help. Or just hold your head like a Psyduck. Yeah, that's fine too. There we go. We're getting pretty powerful, despite the fact that we cannot seem to level up anymore. We have some sort of blockage. Look how far that character is from my camera. Wizard, come on! They're rats. Maybe he's just got a fear of rats. My dad's a bit like that. I wouldn't call my dad a particularly frightened man. If a rat comes on screen, he has to leave the room.
You did that just splendidly. I am most grateful to you. Oh, now I remember. How could I forget? Transversalis teleport.
Oh, that's annoying. Last thing out in the woods to do, I think, is these robbers, right? Oh, we should talk to the hunter and turn in bear quest, I suppose. I feel very productive, which I guess is the allure of these RPGs, right? I'm probably procrastinating something that I should actually be doing in my real life, but instead I'm playing this. Having this channel has also led me to procrastinate playing games, which is the worst possible world to be in. Where I think, oh, I'd like to play that game, but I should probably keep it for a YouTube video because I think it'll be fun. And then I end up putting it off for 2 weeks. That's not supposed to happen. These are meant to be toys.
I am indebted to you forever.
Yeah, indebted. I killed this bear. Please take it off me. It's very heavy. Wonderful, but you can keep the head. Why would I want the head? I don't have any use to it. Neither do I. It's a head. What am I going to do with a bear head? I thought you wanted it. Thank you. No, I just wanted to see proof. What should I do with the head now? Valian the innkeeper mentioned to me that he'd like to have a new trophy for the inn. Perhaps he'd pay you for it. Okay, that's fair enough. We'll do that once we head back to town. In the meantime, can I level up yet? Okay, you all have permission to laugh at me about this one. I genuinely did not parse that this is meant to be an X and a tick, and that you have to mouse down to the bottom to accept changes. I just thought the whole seal was one button. That one's, broadly speaking, on me, still awkward as hell. Because this is one button, but it splits. Whatever. I'm not going to try and defend myself.
Whether you feel like it or not, you are carrying the chest now. By the Horned One, always this endless grumbling.
I'm going to take a wild stab in the dark and say the Horned One is some sort of demon or evil god.
Lund, don't push me into a flaming rage. You are carrying the chest now.
No, I won't. It's always you who decides everything. But now you...
Well, look over there, Lund. Looks like someone is just waiting to be fleeced. Let's get him.
This'll probably go fine. Although we don't have a wizard with us to help, which might make it a little bit more difficult. But you've got a big axe or sword or whatever you're using. It'll be okay. I'm shocked we're able to withstand a battle axe shot to the chest when there is nothing on those. Can I have that axe? Nope. I don't know what a robber's emblem is, and it seems like it would be an incredibly bad thing to have on you if you got caught. Oh, I can actually open a chest for once. Oh, and there's weapons. Oh, can I use any of these weapons? Are they useful at all? Oh, I'm out of inventory. Oh, no, I'm not. I have an extra little bag here. I didn't know. What is a snuff box? I barely know what snuff is. Some sort of powder that rich people in the past used to, like, make their nose fizz. You can go through life without a care with this little treasure in your pocket. I don't know if that's actually a mechanic or just something for flavor. Rusty nails. I don't think I should be carrying rusty nails. Is a cutlass better than your thing? Cleaver is 1d2, this is 1d3. Can you do dual wield? No, you can't. Alright, dual cutlasses, let's go. The Cutlass Sisters. I found the quick save button. I took a wild stab in the dark and hit F5 and it worked, it didn't break everything. I wonder if there's a day-night cycle in this. Because it does look like it's getting dimmer. But that might just be a cutscene thing.
I got you the diadem. Now give me your word of honor that you won't do anything to Selena.
Oh my god, look at the state of you.
The diadem. Good.
Good.
Very good. Fex must indeed favor your lover. She is of no further interest to me, now that I have the diadem. Such a shame.
This is what happens when you're a scaly, but you can't quite afford the costume. I agree. Wonderful facial expression. Oh, you coward. Another companion, possibly? That could be another companion. He looks ridiculous enough to be a companion. I feel like this game might be taking a little bit of influence from Fable, because the cartooniness of the main character and the companions compared to the relative realism it's going with otherwise kind of feels a little bit Fable-y. I like how this guy still hasn't even realized something's happening. He's got his arms crossed. Alright, I'll go fight this guy. You
Good
go
choice.
smash this boy
Drink
over the
blood,
head.
my sword.
And then we'll just hope it goes okay.
That was close. They almost sent me to Boran.
You must be Draenor. Yes, that's me. Allow me to introduce myself. Draenor of Belhank at your service. You mean Draenor of Furdok, petty thief and would-be outlaw. Save your stories for someone else. I know who you are. Runkle and Selena sent me. Oh, by Raja and Fex, I have to return, or she will curse my name. I must return to her. Wait, we can travel together. I have a proposition to make. I could use an adventurous young lamb like you. Getting weird with it. As a travelling companion, would you like to accompany me to Furdok? What's in it for me? I just saved your life, isn't that enough for now? True enough, good friend. It certainly sounds a lot more lucrative than traipsing around with that simpleton Runkle Bagthumper.
We got a companion, Draenor. I don't really want him, but I feel like he'll be helpful for now. He's a fop and a dandy. After reading developer interviews, the mission statement of Drakensang seems to have been to create something simple and classic. The interviewees brought up games like Baldur's Gate and Fallout as inspirations, and expressed cynicism about the modern trends of large open worlds, dumbed down RPGs, and mixing up genres. Developer Boris Ardent said, "The problem with the open-world RPG approach that BioWare has been toying with is that you can't really tell as dense or as good a story as you have to spread the content very thinly." According to project director Bernd Bayreuther, Drakensang marks an effort to take RPGs back to the roots, appealing to traditional RPG gamers, and without UFOs, time travel, and shooting weapons. In another interview, he added, "It's simply, finally, the return of real RPGs. This game is no rush to action hack and slay." It could be a translation issue, or just looking at it 17 years in the future, but pretty much every part of the press tour for this game came across as quite pretentious and confused. stressing unique elements like being able to pause the game like every other RPG, claiming that choices matter in the story, while also calling it extremely linear, claiming that they wanted to target hardcore traditional RPG players, while also saying that they added the active pause system to appeal to more casual players. Just feels like they didn't have that clear a design document. Locked. Can you seem like you're a rogue. Can you unlock chests? Hang on. What are your talents? Disarm traps and pick locks. You have that. Okay. Oh, come on. It's like the one thing I wanted you for. You've got shaky hands as well. I hate you. Is that so you can't just spam this? To be totally honest, Draenor, what is the use of you if you can't even pick a lock? Right, quest done, we're heading back to town. Why aren't you using a sword? You were just using a sword! Are you dumb? I wish that wizard had offered to teleport us. At least we've managed to gentrify this area of forest. No one will ever die here again. And the deer are going to be a real nuisance in the coming years. It's Wazard Friend, it's Fizban, it's Elminster, definitely not either of them. Briquette! Master Recorium! I found you at last! What? This says Briquette, and then I'm just shouting my own name? Briquette! I'm like a Pokemon. Briquette! Briquette!
You seem very familiar. What did you say you wanted? I'm sure there was something.
A letter of recommendation for the customs inspector. We talked about it in the cave.
Of course. Here it is, your letter. I hope Rufus has got your name right. I should be in Furdock by now. It's time for us to leave, you two good-for-nothings. Rufus, Briquette, hold on tight.
Yeah, okay, cool. I found that very tiresome, and I'm glad he's gone forever. He won't be gone forever. He'll be a major player in the plot. I'm calling it right now. We'll meet him later on, and it'll be more amusing shenanigans. Do you want this bear head? Looks like you've already got one. I joke, but also shave it off. I want to do it forcibly. If it gets to that point, shave it off for my own sanity.
Owlstone the Hunter told me that you'd like a new trophy.
What a splendid specimen. Here's your reward. I think it should be sufficient. I'll put it up on the wall right away.
Will he actually? Extra points for this game if it actually appears on the wall. Hey! I don't know if that was there before. I'll have to go back in the footage. But if that wasn't there before, that's a cool touch. I like it.
Come and vouch for the right to my own apple tree.
Shut up, Granny. Oh, a priest. Ew. Is this your church? Oh my. Okay, maybe I don't feel as angry at you. Your things clearly aren't going well. Bandages? I need someone to take care of me? Oh, that's very sad. Nothing right now, thanks. Just hold me. Oh, there's the thieves' crate, by the way. It's in there. Do you want to try and redeem yourself? Duncan, or whatever your name was? I've genuinely utterly forgotten. Draven, Draymon, Draenor.
Yes, me.
I wish you nothing but pain. I hope a loved one of yours dies soon. Speaking of which, we can turn in his quest as well. Hello, little horse.
Selena, my angel. Let me explain what happened.
What is there to explain? Give me back my heirloom. You know how much it means to me.
He doesn't have it anymore, right? The fox sold it for some quick coin.
Yes, I don't have it anymore, but I didn't sell it. The stranger, he took it.
Oh, yeah. And did the stranger just happen to let a bag of ducats drop for it?
Selena, please believe me. I only did it for us.
Whatever, Draenor. You've disappointed me. It's going to take time for me to trust you again. So go, please. But I thank you for rescuing Draenor. As a token of my gratitude, I will intercede with Nandor for you. If your word isn't good enough for him, tell him I'll spill the beans about what he did on the first Prayers Day last year.
I'm assuming this game won a host of acting
That
awards.
scoundrel certainly wouldn't have gotten off so lightly if he'd stolen
I
something
think
from me.
I could do a better job than some of these voice actors. I'm so sorry. If you're a cast member of this game, that was rough, what we just went through. It's not as bad as some games from this time. There was a lot of cheap, nasty RPGs, but that was not exactly stellar. Who the hell is Ardo of Boarstock? There better have been an autosave. I'm never reading again. Reading never causes anything good to happen. No more books. We're just gonna quietly and simply walk to the bridge and not open anything else in our inventory. Oh, it's the country rubes again. I remember this place. Oh, that's how you sneak. I had never even thought to click that button. I mean, I don't know if I'm very good at it anyway. Look at me. I'm not really dressed for stealth. They're glowing. This was the very end tail, I feel, of every game being obsessed with bloom lighting effects. So it's still present here, but it actually looks alright. Has a mystical glowy air to everything, but not distractingly so.
What do you want this time?
This is exactly why you shouldn't carry badges. I would like to collect a bounty for the badges. I don't know how much gold that was. I have no idea. Didn't tell me.
What do you
I can
want
name 2
this
citizens,
time?
by the way. Let's see who's willing to testify to your good character. Firstly, the beautiful Selena, Queen of the Mountebanks. She's more than willing to put in a good word for me. Secondly, I have a letter of recommendation from Archmage Ricoria Montagonus. I don't know who either of these people are. Some random woman and a wizard who doesn't live here? Oh, okay, fair enough. Oh, and we're gonna have to do the joke. The joke. I'm sure you made that up about Selena, didn't you? I believe you've already made the acquaintance of the beautiful Queen of the Mountebanks, haven't you? I'm sure you remember the first day of Praos last year. And then I do a big exaggerated wink. Alright, that's enough. Selena wouldn't have told you that story if she didn't trust you. Unless you were pass at once. What did you do? You didn't do something horrible like have sex with a dog or anything. I'm hoping it was fairly benign, like you threw up in a priest's hat. I can practically taste the delights of the big city already. Do you want to come with me, Prancelot? No, Prancelot just exists to waste my time. I mean, let's head in. And thank you for autosaving. I was just about to save because this game is apparently unwieldy and will crash at the drop of a hat. This is the version you can buy on Steam, by the way. Should be a mark of quality, but do you want to permanently leave Avastru? Yeah, right, I don't like these people. Let's go. An unexpected encounter. It's a Final Fantasy or a Pokemon. I've never played Final Fantasy and I've only played one Pokemon. They have these in them. Fight. Why not? Am I not wearing actual shoes? Am I wearing like sandals that don't cover the bottom of my feet? No, I think it's just that they're sinking through the wood that put me off. Looks very weird. Okay, now what banditos or wolves or whatever am I looking at here? Oh, it's just wolves! Oh, I thought it would be some sort of mystical troll or, I don't know, a wizard again. I mean, this is just business as usual. I shouldn't even bother looking at the screen. Oh, level 3. I don't know what the levels mean in this game when we spend experience points just as we go. Maybe there's specific things you can spend levels on? I don't know. If I keep playing this, I'll learn, I'm sure. Or I just won't and I'll go through not using fundamental mechanics. I've been known to do this. The pop-in for the grass is fairly egregious, even for 2008. Oh, what now? It auto-paused, so there must be a boy. Oh, there's wolves! Okay, they ambushed us, that's fine. Even for 2008, this pop-in seems not great. I mean, the fact that there's no foliage over here. It just makes everything look like a Windows 95 screensaver. Up close, it's very pretty still. Well, that's maybe over-egging it a bit. Perfectly serviceable. What now? It's just wolves. I wish I had avoided this. I thought it was going to be some interesting, like, little mud goblin or something going,
Hey, answer me these riddles 3, and I shall give you a magical scarf.
But no, it's just some boys. I don't even know how high fantasy this world is. I mean, we just met a wizard, so I guess it's pretty high fantasy. Continue journey. Do not continue the combat. Come on. Just continue the journey, please. I like the little map animation. Looks a little bit like Flash on Newgrounds, but it's pretty in its own way. Leave that pig alone. I can hear that. Well, that's fairly nice looking. Maybe it's just that I know this is a German game, but it looks quite German. What is it, Drano?
It looks like the gates are being watched by the town guard.
I don't understand you. We explained the whole matter with the diadem.
Well, it's like this. A while ago, there was an incredibly stupid mix-up between me and a con artist named Danor, and I've been wanted in Furdock ever since. I still don't understand how it happened.
You're telling me this now? We barely know each other. We have not established relationships yet.
Well, I didn't want to burden you with unnecessary details. I'll manage to slip into the city unseen somehow. There's more than one way to skin a cat, if you've had enough practice.
Your collarbones are distractingly sharp. Your facial expression makes me want to punch you in the face, but these look like they could cut glass. I get a bad feeling when you're this confident. You don't know him. What do you mean you always get a bad feeling when you're this confident? You met him about a day ago. I don't know how long this traveling has taken. I'm assuming a day.
Don't worry. We'll meet in the Ducal Citadel on the main square. Don't keep me waiting too long.
I've already forgotten you.
And you, Rulana. Try not to miss me too
Stop
much.
doing this weird rapport thing. We don't have one yet.
I'll never forget.
If you want to do this, have them know each other ahead of time and go like, oh, I knew I'd find you here or whatever. You can't do this. This is just awkward.
Go on, run, you mangy halfwit, or I'll make you run.
Yeah, I kind of agree with her.
Farewell. See you later in the Ducal Citadel.
You said Citadel just then. I guarantee you said Citadel.
Again. Except in prison, perhaps.
Leave those pigs alone. I heard pig distress. I'll gut you. You know, pig friend. No, it's a chicken. Again, I thought it was a little goblin boy, but no. Well met, travellers.
Halt. I cannot allow you to pass without a written permit.
Gateguard Ray Romano.
Tollkeeper Nandor in Avestru gave me this pass. Here, see for yourself.
Very well. That all seems to be in order. I shall add you to the list of trustworthy persons. Then you'll no longer need a pass. You have to understand there's been a series of gruesome murders. We check anybody passing through the gates very carefully.
That explains why it was so difficult to get here. I'm at the invitation of a good friend who lives here. Could you help me? His name is Ardo of Bostock.
Let me see. Did your friend mention an address?
Yes, it's in this letter. See for yourself. Don't, it'll kill him! Don't open the letter!
Dreya Square, that's not far from here. Just cross over the bridge and go up the path. That'll take you directly to Dreya Square.
Thank you. Oh, the dust effects are a bit cartoony as well.
Honor demands that we do so. After all, I wouldn't be here were it not for his invitation.
I believe you're here because you were bored. Which is a perfectly fine reason to go adventuring. I actually appreciate the simplicity of it. But don't pretend to be all about honor. You're here because you had nothing else to do. You've got a very fancy hat. It's got feathers and everything. Oh, it's a big city. It's actually fairly big. Considering technology at the time, I'm pleased with how big this is and how looks like I can run around. What?
I wonder when the Dragon Quest will finally be announced.
I believe that's a JRPG from the 90s? I'll be honest, every time they have opened their mouth in this game, you may as well replace all the dialogue with fantasy, 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 nonsense, 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 fantasy, fantasy, trope, trope, cliche, trope, cliche. Not to say I'm not enjoying myself. It basically doesn't matter. It is washing over me like a wave of nothing. Let's just go find this guy's house, because I don't know what the plot is yet. That's fairly important in an RPG. I have no idea what we're doing.
Forgive me, my noble lords. I didn't wish to...
Go on, get on with it. Make room and don't annoy us with your putrid breath. Scat! Or do I have to force you to move? This riffraff, even the gutter is too good for trash like that.
That's enough, Finn. I'm sure he's learned his lesson.
Who are you?
What effrontery to address Patron Castan Gamblack. Away with you!
I feel like you'd be played by Rick Mail in another life, or possibly a Rowan Atkinson. After reading developer interviews, the mission statement of Drakensang seems to have been to create something simple and classic. The interviewees brought up games like Baldur's Gate and Fallout as inspirations, and expressed cynicism about the modern trends of large open worlds, dumbed down RPGs, and mixing up genres. Developer Boris Ardent said, "The problem with the open-world RPG approach that BioWare has been toying with is that you can't really tell as dense or as good a story as you have to spread the content very thinly." According to project director Bernd Bayreuther, Drakensang marks an effort to take RPGs back to the roots, appealing to traditional RPG gamers, and without UFOs, time travel, and shooting weapons. In another interview, he added, "It's simply, finally, the return of real RPGs. This game is no rush through action hack and slay." It could be a translation issue, or just looking at it 17 years in the future, but pretty much every part of the press tour for this game came across as quite pretentious and confused, stressing unique elements like being able to pause the game like every other RPG, claiming that choices matter in the story, while also calling it extremely linear, claiming that they wanted to target hardcore traditional RPG players, while also saying that they added the active pause system to appeal to more casual players. Just feels like they didn't have that clear a design document. The game got decent reviews. Not acclaimed, but respectable, with a 75% on Metacritic. It was especially popular in, any guesses? That's right, Germany! It did less well internationally. The game reportedly cost between $2 and $3 million to develop, and the sales just weren't enough to recoup that budget. A sequel was released a couple of years later, but eventually it all led to the bankruptcy of developer Radon Labs. German newspaper Zeit Online called the game, and the Dark Eye in general, too German for the rest of the world, and said, "In Germany, the series was highly praised and rated, but sales figures for the rest of the world remained weak." The main criticism I saw cropping up was the generic setting and overuse of fantasy tropes, with CNET saying, "Everything here seems to have been randomly pulled out of the grab bag of RPG cliches, which all really falls in line with the rest of my research. Germans just think this whole thing rocks, and are baffled if nobody else does. Whenever I play a generic fantasy RPG and look it up, it's usually huge in Germany. If it's got a sword and a mullet involved somewhere, a little German boy will clap his hands in delight, probably dropping his sausages on the floor." You know what it kind of reminds me of? A tiny bit of Solitude in Skyrim. But like all the cities in Skyrim are a little bit too small, this actually has some sort of satisfying size to it. Who knew I was a size queen?
Oh dear, what shall I do?
Oh no.
Will anybody help me?
This better not get as stereotypical as I think it's gonna get.
I beg your pardon. Could you please help me?
My name is Schmel Lux. I nearly tripped over one of these stupid chickens and ended up losing my lucky charm, an old worry stone. It must have fallen into the sewers. I don't dare go down there myself. Who knows what misfortune might befall me? Could you go get it for me? Yeah, sure. I mean, eventually. I shan't move from this spot until you found my worry stone. Well, you're gonna be there for a while, because I'm going to see my friend first. I should probably find Draven, Draco. I will not remember his name. Honestly, could we just put a chicken in a false mustache and just claim it's him? Never acknowledge it. Alright, whatever, he had his chance. I don't care about him that much. I'm not looking more. Hello, friend.
Move along now, please. It's forbidden to enter this building by order of the town guard.
Is he dead? Has there been a murder? Forbidden? What are you talking about? My friend Ardo of Bostock lives here. I'm afraid I've got some bad news for you. Your friend was murdered at the harbour. We're searching the entire house for clues of the murderer's identity. We're almost certain that this was one of a series of ritual murders that have plagued Furdock recently. I don't believe it! He wrote me a letter very recently, asking me to visit him, and now he's dead? I just don't understand it. Poor Ardo. I want to know all about these murders. I can't help you anymore, even if I wanted to. Investigations conducted by the town guard are confidential. Somebody must be able to tell me something. I don't mean to offend you. The only one who can help you right now is the Madam Captain of the town guard. Sorry, I am so bad at that voice. Barla Borkensmith. She's leading the investigation into the murders. She should be at the guardhouse not far from here. I'll mark it on your map. You can't even voice one of the main companions game. I understand that it's expensive, but I believe this had a budget. I mean, look at it, had a budget. I can't remember your voice.
Whatever happens, I will help you search for your friend's murderer. This I swear, in Rondra's name.
I thank you, Rulana. Come on, let's go.
I mean, I may as well go see the guard captain. Even out this quest line.
You won't believe what just happened, Reuben. We just caught that would-be scoundrel Draenor.
Oh.
He actually tried to climb over to the city walls. And he fell right in front of one of our own people. He was complaining all the way to his cell. Oh well. At least he'll be safe from further accidents there. But why are you back so soon? Were you able to complete your investigations at the port that quickly?
Sorry, no. Head Guardsman Tashman sent me back. I'm to report that he's already taken care of everything that's necessary.
What is that arrogant fathead thinking? He's forever overriding my instructions.
I'm sorry,
What is that animation?
It's all right, Reuben. I know it wasn't your fault. You should go back as quickly as possible and work independently of his inquiries. We're not gonna let that head guardsman muck us around any longer.
Miss, I need some help. Oh my god, you're very sort of late 80s looking. How did you feather your hair that much in the medieval period?
My name is Brigitte. I just came from the Bullstock residence and I wanted to ask you about the death of my friend. Greetings to you on this sad occasion. Ardo of Boarstock was a respected citizen of Furdock and his death has affected many people here. These truly are dark days for this town and its people. You can be sure that we will do all in our power to find his murderers.
I do not trust you as far as I can throw you.
Unfortunately, I cannot tell you anything about this murder. Count Groen has commanded that we exercise the utmost discretion in handling the crimes. I must return to my duties now. Farewell, bye. One of my best friends was murdered. If you're in agreement, I'd like to ask around a little and try to find something out. Count Groen did recently announce a reward for the capture. It's true that we hardly have enough people because of the events in Avastru and the loss of the Furdock Lancers, but the town guard is still responsible for such investigations. I beg you, let me act as your deputy. I owe Ardo my life. By my honor, I shall not rest until I have found his murderers and brought them to justice. Very well. As it means so much to you, I will give you very official permission to investigate this matter in my name. I expect absolute confidentiality in return. You have my word of honor.
Oh my god, this is so much text. And this is not really, in terms of the dialogue, an RPG, is it? Let's be honest, it's more of a visual novel. There has been maybe 4 conversations so far in nearly 2.5 hours of me playing this game, where I have had more than one option to pick from. Like, it's just clicking and clicking and clicking and reading and reading and reading. I can't choose how my character is at all.
The first victim was an old beggar by the name of Eelco. He was found in the Wagoner's home. The second victim was Sandor Kunger, a famous Inman player. Imam player? Known as Dragon. He was found dead behind the fleet-footed ferret. Your friend was found on a wharf in the harbour. Only 3 killings, that's barely a serial killer. You will need to mention you are working on my orders before I will tell you anything. We have already questioned a certain Gladys Schladramir.
These names.
And Ardo's bodyguard, a dwarf named Forgrim. Both appear to be beyond any suspicion.
Oh my god, that's so much text. That is a good point to end, I think. The plot is just about getting started. We've got a taste of the writing, we've got a taste of the gameplay, taste of the combat and the leveling and the inventory. I think everything we need to know for a first impression has been experienced by now. Yeah, it's alright. I mean, it's fine, right? This is maybe my definition of fine. I could see myself sinking 60 hours into this, but I wouldn't remember much of it in a year. I would remember nothing of it in 2 years. In 4 years, you could ask me, oh, did you ever play Drakensang? And I'd go, I think so. Did I finish that game? It has that vibe to it already. The writing is not particularly good. Acting is also not particularly good, which doesn't help. It's serviceable. It's all serviceable. Honestly, this is going to make people angry. I like it more than The Witcher 1, which came out around the same time, right? The Witcher 1, I think, is a genuinely quite poor game. It annoyed me. Like the whole Witcher franchise does. It annoys me. This I prefer, but it's nothing special. I think you could find, even from the year 2006, 7, 8, 9, I think you could probably find 100 games that are exactly like this, that look exactly like this, that sound exactly like this. There's been music going on in the background this entire time. I couldn't hum you a single bar of what's been happening. The combat feels less robust, Baldur's Gate style, interesting tactics, and more alt-tabbing while playing WoW. You know, it's nothing hugely special. I imagine all of this improves as it goes through, and like this hotbar fills up as we get more and more stuff. There's even multiple hotbars, look at that. It hasn't massively impressed me. It feels a bit like Fable 1, which I didn't think was that great. I played it recently on stream. Fable 2, fantastic. Really liked Fable 2. I think Fable 1 was a bit, felt like a prototype for another game. I can see why this wasn't the runaway hit that they maybe would have wanted it to be, because it just doesn't really stand out in any particular way. I'm sorry if you're German. From what I gathered on a quick search of this game, the Germans love this game a lot. I can see why I washed out of it as a kid, because even as a kid, when I would play anything, I'm sure that it was a choice between this or something like Neverwinter Nights 2, which isn't perfect, but it's a lot better than this. So that's my lukewarm take, I suppose. I like it. I'll probably play more of this, honestly. I don't know if it'll ever appear on this channel again, because that's not really what I do, but I could see myself, again, killing time with this when I'm not busy in an evening and I have nothing else to do. Zone out. You can play it one-handed. That's where the value in this game lies, I think. You can play it one-handed. You can look at the other monitor and eat a sandwich while playing it. Just kind of skim past a lot of the dialogue. If you enjoyed it and you thought it looked really good, go pick it up. It's only like €4 or something on Steam, and it mostly works. I didn't have to do that much in order to get it to not crash. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, you can like the video, you can subscribe to me. I've got plenty of other videos like it at this point. You can become a member for only €1 and maybe get some extra videos and stuff like that. Nothing as robust as a full video, but you know, some light tutorials on how I produce this stuff, maybe. It's only €1, why not? What are you using it for? What are you going to use €1 for? Tell me, write in the comments. Justify yourself. You can also follow me on Twitch. I stream 3 or 4 times a week. Sometimes it's games like this, sometimes it's not. Regardless, thank you again for watching. I will see everybody for the next one. Goodbye!